There is a major return on the horizon for the Edmonton Oilers, as well as some international news regarding the Edmonton Oilers prospect pool, all that and more today on Oilers Digest. But first, folks, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so. If you're not part of that 18% that have subscribed to Oilers Digest, folks, what are you doing for any and all Oilers news? As the Oilers, they are red hot right now, and this is the place to be. But without further ado, Bo Canada, yes, Bo Akey of the Barrie Colts, who is an Edmonton Oilers prospect, one of the best defensive prospects for the Edmonton Oilers. He did make Team Canada's roster for the 2025 World Junior Hockey Championships. Of course, it's a very deep defense pool for Team Canada, but folks, it is a short tournament. Anything can happen. He's supposed to be projected as an extra defenseman for Team Canada, but still nonetheless named to the roster. Like I said, it is a very short tournament. You can see there last year, only 14 games played, 9 points in the process. Before getting hurt, he actually had a very strong camp for the Oilers last season before getting hurt. And, he got back up to speed in 19 points in 25 games for the Barrie Colts, as that is now his blue line to patrol with the absence of Brant Clark, who graduated on to the NHL. So Bo Akey, more breathing room out there. And, the highlights that I've seen of him, phenomenal. And what the scouts think about Bo Akey. One told Daily Faceoff Stephen Ellis, he's such a strong skater who uses his speed and footwork to create opportunities. He's one of the OHL's elite blue liners. I'm sure they wouldn't say that, without some merit. So, that is something you absolutely love to see, is the OHL one of the best junior leagues in the entire hockey world. Better than his stats suggest. It feels like he's still learning how to maximize his game with the puck, but the raw talent reminds you a bit of Brock Faber. And, if that's, his floor, the Oilers getting an absolute steal on the back end there, and to pair him up with a guy like Evan Bouchard in the future, perhaps, as Bouchard can be his mentor, that could be much better. And of course, Team Canada, they have some pre-tournament games before the actual event starts on Boxing Day. They will play the Swiss on December 19th and Sweden on December 21st at TD Place in Ottawa, and their final pre-tournament game, their final tune-up game, is against Czechia on December 23rd at the Canadian Tire Center. Yes, this tournament is in Ottawa, and we all remember the last time the tournament was in Ottawa, and Jordan Eberle, Oilers prospect, pulled off one of the greatest goals in Canadian junior history, if not one of the best goals in Canadian hockey history. And of course, all games at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 5 o'clock Mountain. You can find all those on TSN as they begin the tournament on Boxing Day at 5:30 Mountain Time against Team Finland. And I had an episode a few weeks ago about Emil Vinny, making the Team Finland invite camp, but unfortunately he was cut, so Team Canada will not be facing up against Emil Vinny in the rest, or Emil Vinny on Team Finland, pardon. So, very unfortunate news. Of course, you can see the Finns electing to take 3 different goalies there, Vali, Sarainen, and Rempinen. So, again, very unfortunate. He was projected to be Team Finland starter. Of course, Emil Vinny was on Team Finland last World Juniors in Czechia, but again, he only played about 9 games so far up to the season. He was dealing or coming back from surgery, so just more time for him to sort of get back into a groove. So not the end of the world at all. But folks, time to dig in. Yes, tonight the Edmonton Oilers are on Prime Monday Night Hockey to, address the elephant in the room, taking on the Florida Panthers in their first matchup since Game 7 last June at 6:30 Mountain Time. Of course, it's on Prime. So don't get mad if you can't find it on TV, because it's only available there. And just looking at the new TSN Power Rankings updated today, of course, last week the Oilers were at 7th place, now jumping up 3 spots to 4th place, with only LA, Tampa Bay, and Washington above them, into their average goal differential of 0.43 compared to their expected goal differential of 0.77. So the Oilers playing some phenomenal defensive hockey as of late, especially with some phenomenal goaltending from Stuart Skinner in Calvin Pickard. And you can see there with the JFresh chart of the lowest goals saved above expected for December 15th, so updated yesterday. You can see there, no Oilers goalies on this list, folks. Merry Christmas, everybody. The Oilers goaltending has gotten much better, but you can see there's Sergei Bobrovsky, 85th, and the Oilers will be going up against him tonight. So, a little optimistic regarding tonight's a game against the Florida Panthers. But of course, the Panthers can, outscore their mistakes at will. In some other huge news I alluded to in the beginning there, Victor Arvidsson is on the ice for the Oilers morning skate. Doesn't appear ready just yet, but good sign he's on the ice. You can see there he's not wearing a no contact jersey, so folks, he could be as ready as Thursday against the Boston Bruins for his return in the lineup. You can see there from Tony Brar of Oilers TV, there lines in pairings at morning skate. No Bouchard on the ice, so a bit of a maintenance day for him. And Victor Arvidsson was his placeholder on defense this morning with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, Vasily Podkolzin, and Leon Draisaitl, and Kasperi Kapanen. And the bottom six with Matisse Janmark, Adam Henrique, and Jeff Skinner. And lastly here, Corey Perry, Derek Ryan, and Connor Brown. It looks a little strange, an Ekholm Arvidsson pairing, but and two Swedes that know each other very well, so, just giving Arvidsson some extra reps before getting back into game action again, hopefully as early as Thursday with Nurse and Stetcher, and then Kulak in Emberson, and Stuart Skinner is projected to get the start in net tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. And of course, since November 6th, only one team has scored more goals per 60 minutes than Edmonton. While Florida may have stronger underlying defensive metrics, the Oilers have been far more effective at preventing goals recently. As you can see their recent games against Vegas, Minnesota, and Tampa Bay, where they are locking in. Edmonton ranks third in goals against per 60 over the last month, while Florida sits just outside the bottom 10. Of course, it has a lot to do with goaltending, as Stuart Skinner ranks 8th in goals saved above expected over the last 8 outings, and Calvin Pickard has been solid too, winning 7 of his last 9 starts. Now, just looking over at the Florida Panthers here, of course, very streaky to begin the season, at one point getting up to 18-9-2, but their last 2 games to sort of start out the Western Canadian road trip, shut out in both of them 4-0 against the Vancouver Canucks. And lastly here on Saturday, Dustin Wolf of the Calgary Flames, one could say a Calder Trophy contender, shutting them out by a score of 3-0. And just looking at the Panthers forward lineup here, Carter Verhaeghe, Alexander Barkov, who did miss Saturday's game against the Calgary Flames, but is projected to be back in tonight against the Oilers, and Sam Reinhart on his right wing, Evan Rodriguez, Sam Bennett, Matthew Tkachuk, who of course will hear it every time he touches the puck tonight in Edmonton, Eetu Luostarinen, Anton Lundell, and Jesper Bokvist. And then the fourth line for them, AJ Greer, Tomas Nosek, and Maki Sameskovic. On the back end here, Gustav Forsling, Aaron Ekblad, Niko Mikula, Dmitry Kulikov, and Uwe Spolinskis, and Nate Schmidt. And of course, Sergei Bobrovsky, who I showed you in the chart earlier with the goals saved above expected. He is in, the near the very, very bottom there in 20 games played, only 13 wins. He's got a shutout, but his save percentage, an 8.92, and almost approaching a 3 goals against average. So, of course, hopefully the Oilers aren't against, a resurrection of playoff Bob tonight. But, of course, in game 4 of the Cup Final, it was 8-1, but the rest of the series, Bob was playoff Bob, and hopefully we don't see that at all tonight. Now, when it comes to, again, playoff Bob, I mean, a career save percentage of 914, that is pretty scary, but he's not been up to that, his elevation, he's not elevated that at all this year. And just looking, when it comes to the Panthers out of conference, only 7-6-1 against the Western Conference this year. So again, both teams, again, Florida, bad goaltending, but they can score at will. And the Edmonton Oilers are locking it down quite recently with, an elevation in their team play. And not just that, but, everyone is chipping in. Draisaitl, McDavid on the back end there. You have that platoon of Kulak, Nurse, and Stetcher. Everybody is digging in, as Connor McDavid said in that one Amazon documentary. But let me know down in the comments what you think about the World Juniors. Are you excited for the World Juniors? Do you think Bo Akey, as the tournament will go on, will get a bigger role? And again, folks, let me know your comments about the game tonight. Enjoy it. It should be a good one. I mean, the Panthers and Oilers, 7 games, they were all, pretty entertaining last June, and it should be another entertaining one tonight, of course. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we will be back with a game recap for y'all tomorrow. Enjoy the game tonight. Let's go Oilers. Take care.